11 Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Monday evening football action from the Simulation Football League is live now on 11 Sports from Mexico City, Mexico, in Estadio Azteca. It's the Sioux Falls Sparrows in town to take on the Mexico City Aztecs. Andy Hamilton joining you here in the booth with Hall of Famer Eddie Two Scoops Gage. Eddie, quite the battle between these two teams tonight. Both have good offenses and both are in the playoff hunt.
The offense is indeed a rematch of a matchup earlier this season. It came down to 3-point win for Mexico City. Let's see what Sioux Falls can make to turn this into a win tonight.
In the last 4 games, Sioux Falls has gone 2-2. They are trying to right that ship after a loss last week to the Las Vegas Fury. Mexico City, in their last 4 games, are undefeated, trying to keep themselves in the playoff conversation. Get this, Eddie. In their last 7 games, they have not scored under 31 points on the offensive side of the ball. For Sioux Falls, this might be as much about their defense as it is about their offense.
Absolutely. The offense of Mexico City, though diverse, goes through Ray Bentley. Even despite being their tailback, we'll see what adjustments Sioux Falls makes to take him out of this ball game.
In the last meeting between these two teams, Julian Tyree, the quarterback for the Sioux Falls Sparrows, completed 80% of his passes, had 3 touchdowns and no interceptions in that 3-point loss at Liberty Park. Now, in Estadio Azteca, he will try and will the Sioux Falls Sparrows, who sit at 4-4, to a victory to bring them above 500. Ball is on the tee. Mexico City, wearing black, will start with it. And we are underway. The return from Jeffrey Daggs will come out across the 30 to the 32, and that is where we will see Matt Wilson, the Bronze Bomber, coming out 6'5", 258th season in the Simulation Football League, and as you see, they are one of the better passers this season.
One of the best passers indeed. He comes in with a 74% pass completion percentage, 3rd in the SFL.
Hanging out just a single yard over Marcus Dunhill this season. He will look to add more yardage tonight, and I assume he will do so. They will throw on 1st and 10. Across the middle, and he has an open receiver to the 48. Might have been a breakdown in coverage. KL Barrett with the grab.
Down indeed. Mexico City came out showing quarters coverage. At the snap of the ball, the strong safety slipped down to cover 3. KL Barrett took advantage of it.
The back in the backfield, along with the fullback, is Mr. Ray Bentley. Was league MVP prior in season 9 and has been doing some good things. Had 122 yards on the last time these two teams met, but that passing play is broken up by Nick Fargo. And Eddie, that was a dangerous ball from Wilson.
It was indeed. The linebacker was just sitting out there scouting that play. He went out to the flat, the snap of the ball. 6 going the other way.
1 for 2 is Wilson. He will dump Bentley out of the backfield, and they will run 4 wide here against a 4-3 from Sioux Falls, who are going to back out of a blitz. Wilson protected well, hits a seam, and that is going to be good for 9 on the pickup. That's Mac Gibbs, their Week 7 rookie signing.
Yeah, surprised me a bit there. Sioux Falls came out there and 10 personnel, and they got to make an adjustment.
Now a heavy formation would lead one to believe they might run the ball here. They have Bentley in the backfield. They will give Bentley his first carry off the right-hand side. Ray Bentley with a man down, and he will get out to the 31. Looked like he could have broken that for a little bit more had the blocking been a little bit more on key, but Ray Bentley moves those chains.
6.9 yards per carry. He came into this season 1st in the SFL.
Was just inducted into the SFL Hall of Fame at our SFL convention in Atlanta. is one for the extravagant outfits and is one for some extravagant runs. And they will try and give him another one here, but brought down in the backfield again. Nick Fargo making a play too early here for Nick Fargo on this first drive.
Nick Fargo is tackling on this team with 72 coming into this game.
Fargo got his start in Carolina with the Skyhawks, made his way over to Sioux Falls, and has resided there for the past 4 seasons. Wilson will dump everyone out again here on 2nd and 12. Sioux Falls brings 4. Wilson fires, caught, first down to the 19. They have found the open lane when they need to, and that time the tight end Mike Daggs gets open.
The first time in this game, Sioux Falls comes out in press man coverage. However, they did not get a bump on the receiver there. This is a staple of Mexico City's offense.
Now splitting the 2 wide, and Wilson will throw it again. Quick out route here. KL Barrett just could not turn up field, but Eddie, that was a soft coverage there on the outside.
Soft coverage indeed. Here inside the red zone, you expect tighter coverage than this. Sioux Falls going to have to tighten up.
I was going to say, trying not to give up the touchdown, maybe trying to play some bend, don't break. Last time Wilson played the Sparrows, he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, 296 yards, but they did get him off his completion percentage a little bit. Only completed 63% of his passes in that game. Wilson checks it out here to Bentley on the outside. Bentley, a spin move, 2 spin moves to the end zone. Put him in a washing machine. He's got nothing but spin moves and 6 points. Ray Bentley puts Mexico City in front.
Ray Bentley had 10 receiving touchdowns coming into this game. Just picked up his 11th there. He's, like I said earlier, a staple of Mexico City's offense. They're going to have to find a way to limit him, or this could be a long game for Sioux Falls here on the road.
He shook 2 guys out of their boots. Jose Fuentes, the outside linebacker coming over from Atlanta in the offseason there, could not wrap him up. And Ray Bentley puts his 11th receiving touchdown in. And as Ramos Lynn lets us know in the chat, that is 11 receiving touchdowns for a running back. And that is a record, folks. The Simulation Football League adds another Ray Bentley name to the record books. 11 receiving touchdowns for a running back is incredible stuff, Eddie. You usually don't see that.
No, you don't, but he's been involved with them in both the run and the pass all season long. Find a way to get him in open space and use that Hall of Fame running back quite often. Sioux Falls is going to have to make an adjustment.
6th season with the Aztecs. The Sparrows will take over here. And the return will only get out to the 21 from A.J. Levy. Now a time to take a look at the Sparrows offense. Julian Tyree is the quarterback. Colin Hart, the halfback. A.J. Warren and Riley Porter are the star receivers. Robert Garrett Jr., the star tight end. And Al Dillapre Sr., the rookie Week 8 signing, is another one to keep an eye on. First play from scrimmage for the Sioux Falls offense will be a throw. Tyree takes a shot, and it's picked off. 1 throw, 1 interception. The Aztecs take it away. It's Han Tayumi.
Impressive. Came out in cover 3 defense. However, there was only 1 man in his zone. At the snap of the ball, he shifted. Easy pitch and catch.
Trying to fire it to Riley Porter up the seam, and Porter was blanketed well, and the Aztecs have the ball right back with good field position at the Sioux Falls 40. And Wilson will start in the shotgun with the 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen, KL Barrett and Richard Montague. Wilson will throw the out route. That is incomplete. Could not get the feet in bounds was Montague, his 6th season in the league. Actually, both receivers playing in their 6th season. They have kind of been a package deal, and that's a pretty good deal to have when you have 2 great receivers like that, huh, Eddie?
Yes, and a great tight end to go along with it. Unfortunately, he let a receiver out of bounds.
Mike Daggs, the tight end in his 3rd season here with the Aztecs, 4th overall. Got his start with the Queen City Corsairs. Handoff to Ray Bentley, and he will drag a man forward for 4, and that is no small man that he was dragging across the field. That was Johnny Summers, who's 6'5", 308. Talk about hitting the weight room there, Eddie.
In the weight room, hitting squats, working on his glutes. He did it all there, lowered his shoulders, and got as much as he could out of that. If he didn't make that tackle, he may still be running.
If you want to be part of the conversation about tonight's game, you can head over to twitch.tv/11sportsnext. Wilson fires and puts that receiver's name in the conversation yet again. Mac Gibbs makes the grab. That rookie, also known as McRib around the league, has been doing his thing, and he makes another grab there to move those chains.
Mexico City, Matt Wilson in particular, does a great job of dispersing the ball around the field. He doesn't have a favorite target. His favorite receiver is the open receiver.
Shotgun snap here. Wilson stands in, fires a dangerous throw that is incomplete, and Wilson is thanking his lucky stars that Nick Fargo did not get his hands on that one.
Second time Sioux Falls comes out, and man, this time they did a great job of recognizing the route and breaking it up.
This is something that all defensive and offensive coordinators have to game plan for each week, is what different plays they want to run against the opposition. And it's another facet of this league that you can get involved with. You can become a coach and game plan against some of the best the SFL has to offer. Ray Bentley with a 2-yard run gets stood up and dropped. Sioux Falls looked like they were ready for that one, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 8.
They did. The wheel linebacker actually was in a run blitz there, guessed right, and was able to get in and contain Bentley to a 2-yard gain.
That was Aaron Brown on the tackle, the free safety for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Just signed this week to the Sparrows, went from couch to field, and immediately got on the field and made an impact. Here is Wilson with a fire, and it's complete. Down inside the 10, a first down catch for Richard Montague will move the chains and set up 1st and goal.
1st and goal. The left defensive end was breathing down his neck, yet he remained calm, steady in the pocket, kept his feet and eyes downfield. 1st down, Mexico City.
And this Aztecs offense has, not necessarily moved the ball with complete ease, but I tell you what, Eddie, when they need to get 10 yards or 8 yards or 7 yards, they pick them up, and they have moved the chains very effectively tonight. Wilson to throw from the 9, dumps a one-handed catch off to Mike Daggs, and that's just kind of his MO, is a little bit of flashiness at the tight end position.
Met Mike Daggs down at Niagara Falls, and me and his son was throwing the ball around. His son is very athletic compared to his dad, but he made a one-handed grab there.
Young Jeffrey returns the kicks for the Mexico City Aztecs. You'll see him all night and on the defensive side of the ball when they are on the field. Throw here. Oh, whoa, they call it a touchdown for Mac Gibbs. It's clearly incomplete. Eddie, we're going to have to definitely take a look at this. The ball is out. That is not a touchdown.
I think what the referee was looking at is the fact that he actually got his left foot down, then his right foot down. However, as you said, I don't think he actually brought the ball in and secured it. That play should be reviewed.
For now, it's a touchdown. The kicking team is on, and I would be amazed if Sioux Falls feels comfortable letting this extra point go through, and they do! Kick is up from Cole Varner, and good! So some drama here early, 14-0, the Aztecs on top of the Sioux Falls Sparrows. We'll be right back after a short break with the Simulation Football League. Back in Mexico City, Mexico, Estadio Azteca. Some drama here early. Mac McRib Gibbs makes the touchdown catch called on the field. No challenge flag is stood out, so it's 14-0 Mexico City over Sioux Falls. The offense for the Sparrows comes back out. Eddie, first drive, one play, one pick. Didn't even really have the opportunity to go through the offense or defense because it was Mexico City ball right away.
Right away. Sioux Falls needs to come out here with a drive to get this defense a bit of a break.
First and 10 from the 20. 5:09 left to go in the first. Tyree will throw. That is a completion. 8-yard pickup on the outside there for Riley Porter. And he has been making his name known this season in terms of yardage. As you see there, up there in second, just behind Matt Burnham and just ahead of Ken Gossett and Optimus Klein. Definitely, putting his name into the conversation this season with some huge receiving names in the Simulation Football League. Second and 2. Flip out to Hart here on the outside. Colin Hart, the good running back for the Sioux Falls Sparrows, will get out to the 36. Eddie, and the last time these two teams met, Hart was having some trouble running the ball. That's one way to get him involved is in the pass game.
He was, which kind of surprised me a bit, being how important he is to this offense. Particularly the final score, they were able to put up 31 points. However, they're going to have to find a way to get him more involved to be more successful today and get a W.
And this drive, very important for Sioux Falls, down by 14. If you go down by anything more than that, you're going to have to change your offensive game plan. You can't run both facets of your offense. Speaking of running, there is a Colin Hart run for 7 up to the 44, and he looked like if he could have just broken it off to the outside a little bit more, Eddie, he could have had a little bit more yardage.
Yeah, he probably would have had the first down. His right tackle got a great seal block, pushing the defensive end inside. There was no one there until he got to the second level.
Split backs, one receiver to the top of the screen. Under 4 minutes to go in the first. It has been all Mexico City. Sioux Falls trying to put together a drive here. Tyree fires opposite side. Caught for the first down on the sidelines right in front of Coach Tyree. That's Riley Porter again. Another grab for him.
And once again, Mexico City came out and they sent their weak side linebacker flailing to the sidelines, but he didn't have the foot speed to get over there. First down, Sioux Falls, which is what they need to get this defense some breathing.
Looking to throw again. Tyree staying in the pocket, fires deep down the left side. Caught one-on-one. It's a 50-50 ball, and Riley Porter comes down with it on the outside, kind of making up for that early interception there. They are pounding Porter with the ball.
Yeah, they is. Once again, Mexico City came out in the cover 3 defense. The cornerback was looking at that ball the entire way. I thought at minimum that ball would be batted down, but size and strength to get in position, leap up, and make that catch at the highest point.
Nickel 3-3 look out of the Aztecs defense. That pass was caught on Han Tayumi, who had the earlier interception. Tyree pumps and is dropped. Mexico City brought the pressure, and Thurgood Jenkins gets there. A Week 10 signing, just signed onto the team, and he's already making sacks.
3 men rushing the passer, and he got to the quarterback as soon as he hit his back foot. Inexcusable by the offensive line.
Thurgood Jenkins went from his couch to making a sack in the Simulation Football League, and you can too. All you got to do is head over to simulationfl.net, join our Discord server, and you can be a part of this madness. You can create your player and get on the field this week and be in before the playoffs start, which are coming soon. And speaking of which, Eddie, for this Sioux Falls team, this is a pivotal game.
Pivotal game indeed. They come in with a 4-4 record, fighting for a wild card spot. This is an important game, as you said. Lost last time. They need a win tonight.
4 wide here on 3rd and 7 for Tyree from the 26. Tyree is going to throw the quick slant. It is caught, but tackled short of the sticks. Nice job by the Mexico City Aztecs. Jack Duddy rallying to the ball. And Sioux Falls currently in 10th in the wild card race. But London and Tulsa on the outside looking in are just have their mouths watering for a Sioux Falls loss here tonight. I'm sure there are representatives of both those teams watching this game right here. Sioux Falls keeps the offense out on 4th and 1 from the 19. Hart has the fullback in the backfield off to his right. Time continues to tick down. Mexico City standing firm down to 3 seconds, and the Sioux Falls Sparrows will end up burning a timeout from the 19 and will most likely bring on the field goal unit.
They've only gone for it on 4th down 3 times all year. They're 1 for 3 on 4th down on this season. Are you going for it there, down 14-0?
I think it's early in this game. I think I would like to see them, do what they're doing here, get some points on the board, and shore up that defense. I think that's your most important situation right now. The points on the board don't matter. Offensively, with that drive, you can put up points. You just have to make sure that your defense can limit the bleeding. High snap is corralled. Kick on the way for the Sioux Falls Sparrows, and it is good from 36, 3-14. The Sparrows put points on the board and cut into the Aztecs' lead. The Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. We're going to take a break and be right back. Back here in Mexico City, the return from Jeffrey Daggs will come out to the 31-yard line, and that is where the Aztecs will take over. Eddie, last time out, they had really good field position. This time, they're going to have a little bit of work to do from the 31.
Yes, 69 yards of offense between him here in the end zone. Keep their foot on the throats of Sioux Falls. Can they do it?
They will start with Matt Wilson in the shotgun. 4 receivers wide. Press look on the outside from Sioux Falls. One man fell down at the top of the screen. They will throw to the bottom, and it's caught for a first down to the 43. Catch made on the outside there by Misa Hiroshi.
He didn't fall down. He was knocked down. He missed the jam, and the receiver got his arm into his chest and just politely moved him out of the way.
So for anyone who's new to the Simulation Football League, 12 games on every team's schedule, 13 weeks in the SFL calendar, 1 bye week for everyone, and then the playoffs start. This Mexico City team at 7-2 sits within the top 6 of the playoff race. This being week 10, everyone in the SFL is kind of eyeing the playoffs and just waiting for what action is going. A holding call on Mexico City on that. What looked like almost a mess of a play is going to back them up quite a bit. It's actually called on Ray Bentley, the halfback, who was trying to help with some blocking up the middle.
Yeah, he had pursuers all in his face. Not a single receiver got open. Away.
Sioux Falls has the 3-star linebackers, Jose Fuentes, Alex Parker, and Nick Fargo, all dangerous linebackers in their own right. Wilson is going to fire a corner route. Oh, nearly taken away by A.J. Levy. He was trying to hit Mike Daggs, and Levy almost came up with it.
Levy looking for his 4th interception on the season, just missed it there. That would have been just the opportunity that they needed to get this game turned around.
Well, this game is important for Sioux Falls, not only to try and stave off those teams in the wild card race, but also in terms of strength of victory. A win over a 7-2 Sioux Falls team would go a long way to promoting Sioux Falls in case things come down to a tiebreaker. Wilson fires. That one tipped around, still in the air, bobbling, almost picked off, and then falls to the ground. I almost had a chance to catch it, Eddie. Everyone got their hands on it at least once.
Matt Wilson was back there holding his collective breath, praying that ball hit the ground.
And it'll leave them with a 3rd and 20. This most likely going to be the last play of the first quarter.
There is no play dialed up for 3rd and 20.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there, Eddie. I think you got to, get what you can get and get off the field. Wilson to throw, has no pressure, is going to dump it off there, and that is caught by Hiroshi, who will pick up a few, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. 14-13, the Mexico City Aztecs on top at home of the Sioux Falls Sparrows, but the Sparrows get a stop. We'll be right back after a short break with the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. Brought to you in part by Fuel, Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL. And by Media Tech Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots of Mexico City tonight, brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. Back here in the stadium in Mexico City, Mexico, Andy Hamilton, along with Eddie Gage, the Hall of Famer, here in the booth. He has the gold jacket. It's shining and blinding me, but we are here for football, and Sioux Falls is here for the stop. They got the stop on the last drive out from the Aztecs offense, and they are going to get the ball back here at the 30. Eddie, lots to like from their last drive. What are you looking forward to on this drive for the Sparrows?
I'm looking forward to Sioux Falls getting Colin Hart involved, as you said earlier, in the passing game, as well as A.J. Warren. I'd like to see them use his downfield and open up this Mexico City defense.
Mexico City defense starts out here in a 3-4 with 11 minutes to go here in the second. Tyree, deep drop, deep throw down the field. It's tipped up and incomplete. Almost turning around was Riley Porter, but the defense was solid, and it'll be 2nd and 10. That matchup between Tayumi and Porter is going to be one that they are trying to highlight on the Sioux Falls side of the ball, Eddie.
Yeah, Mexico City came out again, a cover 3 defense, waiting for those deep passes. You were just, and they were ready for it.
Tayumi with the early interception. Porter got the better of Tayumi on the last drive, and now on this drive, they will dump it out to Colin Hart on 2nd and 10. Hart with some good blocks down the field, and Hart is going to have a first down to midfield. What a run from Colin Hart via the air.
Yeah, that was a great play design. Actually, they got both their tight ends running up the field to draw away the safeties, and then they had both their left tackle and their left guard out in the flat blocking for them. Nice play design there.
Well, and I talked about a win today would mean a lot for Sioux Falls in terms of strength of victory. For the Mexico City Aztecs, it's 7-2. They are sitting within that top six, Eddie, of the playoff standings. In the conversation here with the top four of Baltimore, Seattle, Denver, and Tallahassee, and Chicago, who plays later tonight. So the top six really solid. Mexico City with a loss would fall out of that top six and be at risk here. So an important game for both teams, but for Sioux Falls could be really big to get a win against the top six opponent.
That strength of schedule, as you mentioned, this would be huge if they can find a way to get their offense going, get back in this ball game and get a win.
Well, especially with the drop-off between that and the wild card teams too, Eddie, because the records are not as good for that next four, and so tiebreakers could be a very serious thing. Colin Hart, another run is stuffed again, so it'll be 3rd and 12, and Sioux Falls has gone backwards since getting to midfield. That was Guapo Esteban.
Yeah, the nose tackle there, he was playing nose, and it's very hard. He fought off a double team and was still able to make that tackle. That was impressive.
3 receivers wide, 2 in the back for Tyree. Short drop, protected, but hit as he threw, and it's caught. Oh, A.J. Warren gets free to the 27. What a move. And I believe that's Warren's first catch of the night.
He went right where the safety just left. Once again, Mexico City showed a quarters coverage look, but came down in cover 3, and read it perfectly, remained patient despite the oncoming defender, made a great catch downfield.
And that is what you get from a veteran quarterback. Julian Tyree, 8th season in the league, has been doing it for quite a bit for Sioux Falls and is able to convert that to the 27. Now on first down, we'll throw the out route here. Almost picked, but it's caught on the outside. Talk about threading the needle right over Han Tayumi.
He might challenge that play. I'm not sure if he got his feet down.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It was close. I will agree with you there, Eddie. I don't know if he was in or out. But Mexico City might not be willing to burn that timeout. It's this close to the halftime break. And it looks like they won't. They are going to be content to let that one stand. Tyree pressured again, floats one, and that is almost picked off. It ends up falling incomplete, but a diving attempt is made by Ace Ebb, and Ebb could not come up with it.
That time, Mexico City came out in a cover 2 look, and I thought he was going to squeeze that ball in there, but yeah, like you said, a diving attempt, and I thought he actually made that catch.
Ball just squirted out there at the end for the incompletion. It was a nice throw, though, or a bad throw, excuse me, from Tyree. Good coverage was what I was intending to say. Tyree throws here again, and that one was nearly taken away by Jeffrey Daggs. It's going to bring up 4th and 5. Eddie, they drive down, and then they stall out, and Daggs not really the one you want to test in this secondary.
Gets tough once you get down inside the red zone. Cornerbacks are squatting. Safeties don't have to worry about backpedaling. By Sioux Falls, once again, has to settle for a field goal attempt.
The kicker is out. That is Maxwell Falk, a Week 8 signing rookie, comes on to help the Sparrows. Low snap. He does get the kick away. It is on the way and good from 39. Falk is 2 for 2, and it is 14-6. The Sioux Falls Sparrows cut into that lead just a bit more. It's the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on 11 Sports. More SFL action on the way. We'll be right back. Back here in Mexico City, Sioux Falls Sparrows add 3 points. And with 8:24, Jeffrey Daggs will get this return out across the 25 to the 29. Eddie, this offensive unit for Mexico City, a well-oiled machine through the first 2 drives, but since then, it has been a 6-0 run for the Sioux Falls Sparrows.
Yes, absolutely. They can thank their offense for giving up 7 points with the interception off the first play, giving them that short field. Let's see what Mexico City can do. Field to work with.
Hand off Ray Bentley to the top side of the formation with blockers. Ray Bentley, another block down the sideline. Does he have the speed? Yes! Ray Bentley breaking into the open field, and he's caught from behind. The Sparrows were able to catch him. Jose Fuentes giving chase, but Ray Bentley breaks out a big run to the 16 and flips the field.
It's unfortunate because Sioux Falls actually came out dialed up ready for that play. The weak side linebacker kept contained, forcing him back inside. But once he got inside, he was able to shimmy his way, if you will, and work his way downfield.
What a run from one of the league's more polarizing characters, Ray Bentley. And he will put the Mexico City Aztecs within striking distance here. Still with a lead. Matt Wilson, short drop, quick throw is caught for a first down to the 4. That was the receiver Francisco Gonzalez, 4th string wide receiver, getting involved. And like you said earlier, Eddie, if they're open, that's who Matt's going to throw it to.
That's who he's throwing it to indeed. Once again, Mexico City comes out with a staple of their offense, all slants.
And off Ray Bentley. Bentley powers his way in. The truck of Ray Bentley will not be denied the chicken dinner, and Ray Bentley is in for a touchdown.
Bentley went over 1,000 yards this season and just picked up his 7th rushing touchdown to boot.
And 11 through the air. Ray Bentley sure has amounted to a lot of scores for the Aztecs.
Absolutely. As he goes, it goes. If you want any chance at slowing down this offense, you have to find a way to contain Hall of Famer Ray Bentley.
And I think, Eddie, that is a compliment there to Stephen Mullinex, the offensive coordinator for the Mexico City Aztecs. Came over after the Dallas Lobos moved to Seattle to become the Tyrants, and Steve Mullinex actually was leading the offense last season that had MVP candidate in Zach Sandlin playing so incredibly well, now coming over to Mexico City. And Ray Bentley has been the beneficiary of that. If you are interested in keeping up with the SFL or becoming a player, you can head over to any of our social media channels, including our Twitter. All accounts are at SimulationFL. AJ Levy will bring it up to the 22. And not only can you follow us on social media, you can also get involved with the conversation on the Twitch page, twitch.tv/11sportsnext, where you can comment on all the plays, the touchdown runs from Ray Bentley, or if you're Mark Mello, you can just listen to the play-by-play while you're mowing your grass, and that's just fine as well. We are very glad that you are along with us and enjoying tonight's football game. Flip out to Colin Hart here on 1st and 10. Will be good for 3 to the 25. And Eddie, that has worked in burst for him, but Han Tayumi was there that time.
He was sitting back there waiting. Speaking of listening to games, there's been a number of games in which I was not able to get home in time. But what I do, I just turned on it on my phone, in my car.
Lots of different ways to watch and listen, and lots of different ways to get involved in the SFL as well. You can be a player, a coach, or maybe one day a team owner as well, as some of the owners who have these teams competing for playoff spots. You can also be a coordinator and try and get the game plans in to play against some of the other greatest minds in the Simulation Football League. Or you can simply be a player and get involved that way and start your career and make an impact. Low snap here for Tyree. Has to move in the pocket. Floats one. Tipped up. And that is incomplete. Had to throw it across his body. It was a dangerous throw, and it was deflected by Nick Daggs.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Always a bad spot. They're playing the sticks, and anytime you get outside of those situations, it's difficult.
Max Moholt is on to punt it away. And with dangerous situation here for this Sioux Falls defense, looking for a stop with the danger of potentially watching this lead escape their grasp. Jeffrey Daggs will bring it out to the 42 for Mexico City. Again, good field position for the Aztecs. Their defense has been helping them out quite a bit tonight.
Yeah. An offense that's already averaging over 30 points a game. Great starting field position is a recipe for disaster. Bite down their mouthpiece and force a punt.
They are on pace for 42 points if the half were to end now, but there's still nearly 6 minutes of play. Flip out to Ray Bentley off the right-hand side with speed, and Ray Bentley picks up 9, and that's just what you get with this running back, Eddie. You get a combination of power and speed that not many backs in the SFL can show you.
Indeed, Ray Bentley is a monster. I mean, he's averaging 92. He has 92 receptions coming into this game. 4 yards per reception. As I said earlier, he is the staple of this offense. Find a way to take him and limit his production.
And also leading our beat team in terms of writing, Mr. Bentley keeps us on track and keeps our simulationfl.net webpage full of exciting stories. And he's also full of exciting runs down to the right side, and he is within the red zone to the 15. Another strong run from Ray Bentley strikes Sioux Falls right where it hurts.
Mexico City came out with 2 tight ends and a fullback. Ray Bentley wasn't touched until he got to the 3rd level.
Strong run from Ray Bentley will set Mexico City up to try and add some more points to the board. 5 receivers split out for the Hall of Famer, the Bronze Bomber. Shotgun snap is made. Sioux Falls only brought 3. This one a flip out to Morosi, who will pick up 2.
Mexico City shows you a 2 tight end fullback look on one play and 5 receivers on the next. This offense is so diverse, it's not difficult to see why they're able to score so many points per game.
Not difficult to see, but definitely difficult to defend if you are Sioux Falls. Offsides here is a free play. They'll flip it out to Mr. Ray Bentley, and he will step out of bounds. So they will most likely accept this penalty and go 5 yards closer to the line.
Going to accept this penalty, take the free 5 yards, and a do-over on 2nd down. It's already difficult to stop this offense. It's even more difficult when you give them an extra down to do it in.
Offsides called on the play on Tyrone Black. When you look at this Mexico City offense, 1st in points per game, 3rd in total offense, and 1st in turnover differential. They take care of the ball, and head-to-head, they lead the way 5-1. Ray Bentley spin moving again down to the 1 yard line. He has really made his mark on this game, Eddie, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get another handoff here.
I would not either. The ball is going to be marked inside the 1. Backfield salivating, begging for a power play.
2 backs in the backfield. The receiver split here wide is KL Barrett down to the bottom of your screen. They will give to Bentley off the top-hand side, and no one was there before Bentley even made the end zone by breaking the plane, and Ray Bentley has his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, 3rd all-purpose touchdown, and the Aztecs are now up 27-6.
Once again, Mexico City comes out with 2 tight ends and a fullback, countering with a 3-3 look. That was a touchdown at Sioux. as Matt Wilson yelled hike.
Field goal unit on for the Mexico City Aztecs. Cole Varner, one of the best kickers in the Simulation Football League, is on to try and add the extra point with his unique kicking style. A little bit late of a stat, but the extra point is up and true, and it'll be 28-6, a 22-point lead for the Mexico City Aztecs. And if you are looking to be a part of the Simulation Football League, you can get on the field. Head over to simulationfl.net, join our Discord server. You can sign as early as this Wednesday. All you have to do is use the introduction channel to let us know how you found us, and then use the welcome channel to ask any questions you need. You can also start building your draft value for the next rookie draft. Jay Levy here with a good return, and the last man to tackle him. He would have been broken into the open field there, Eddie, if Lee Gallant wouldn't have brought him down.
Unfortunate, but they do have great starting field position.
Up to the 29.
That welcome channel also possesses PMs, etc., who can answer any question that these rookies may have.
And we love it. We love answering the questions. Love getting to know you guys and getting you in the Simulation Football League and on the field to make an impact. Tyree, deep drop, is going to just check it down to Hart here on the outside, and Hart will get back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more.
Nothing more in the Mexico City defense. A staple into this game. Down at the snap of the ball and helped get an assist on that tackle.
Just has stifled this Sioux Falls offensive attack. Now Tyree to throw on 2nd and 10. Deep ball, wants it, and that is picked off again. Han Tayumi is second of the game, and he's got an escort. Will he be able to get the corner? No, he's down to the 20. Finally brought down, but that is Tyree's second interception of the game.
Second interception. Both of them came out of the cover 3 look. A staple of Mexico City's offense. Tyree made a bad read there, looking to make a play and get his team on the scoreboard. Looking to close out this half with yet another touchdown.
1st and 10, and you said it, Mexico City starts within the red zone and has an opportunity to put up 30-plus points here in the first half. 4 look out of the Sioux Falls Sparrows. They give to Ray Bentley off this near side. Ray Bentley breaks through, powers through another, and gets the corner. Ray Bentley, a 3rd rushing touchdown in this first half of play. Oh, are you kidding me?
Unfortunate. Once again, this 2 tight end fullback look is giving him all kind of problems. And that's unfortunate because Jose Fuentes actually had him tackled for what looked like would have been a no gain. He fought off the tackle, showed speed, power, and finesse to get into the end zone. He is looking to make a statement this season with some very impressive wins over some big teams.
When I grow up, Eddie, I want to be Ray Bentley. What a run from that man there to increase this lead to 34, and Cole Varner will come out to try and make it 35.
Ray Bentley must have gotten upset when he looked up in the standings and saw ahead of him in the standings in terms of yardage. He's looking to gain yet another MVP vote this season.
Definitely coming on strong here late down the stretch. And again, credit to Stephen Mullinex and this Mexico City offensive unit for putting together quite an offensive game plan, not only tonight, but throughout their 7-2 season. They have stifled opponents and put up big numbers all year long. Here's a return from A.J. Levy out to the 26, and with 2.5 minutes to go for Sioux Falls, just threw a pick, Eddie. You got to be careful here late in the first half.
Unfortunately, Julian Tyree has had 2 costly interceptions. Muster his offense downfield and at least get a field goal to close out this half.
Down by 29. Tyree, deep drop, throws across the middle. That one's caught in some room down the middle of the field. Nice throw and catch by the Sparrows. Robert Garrett Jr., the tight end, with a good grab.
Sioux Falls said it's not over yet. For the first time, once again, Mexico City came out in a cover 3 look. 3, you go to the post. They did there. Gary got a big catch. Balls. They aren't sitting for 3. They're looking to get 6 here before the half.
First time we've called Robert Garrett Jr.'s name tonight. 6'7", 268, the rookie tight end. Will take us to the 2-minute warning. 29-point lead for the Mexico City Aztecs at home. Sioux Falls trying to put points on the board before the break. We'll be right back on 11 Sports. Estadio Azteca, the site for tonight's game. Back here in the booth, Andy Hamilton along with Eddie Two Scoops Gage, the Hall of Famer. 2 minutes to go here in this second quarter. 4 receivers spread wide for Julian Tyree. Tyree's thrown 2 picks tonight, but stands in the pocket here, but then eventually is dropped. The Aztecs rush gets to him, and that is going to be number 69 who makes the drop. Tyler Kane, the defensive end, making the play.
It's unfortunate, too, because Mexico City came out in a cover 2 look, and if he had time, he had plays open downfield.
Dropped outside of field goal range, so this is an important couple plays here. Tyree, out route, that is caught up to the 28 by Riley Porter.
That play right there is a staple out of Denver's offense. Someone's been looking at someone else's playbook.
Lots of scouting. As a coordinator, you got to scout not only your team, but the team you're playing, as well as, you know, some of the offenses that are doing well in the league, and try and replicate some of that success. And if you're the Sioux Falls Sparrows, maybe it's time to start replicating what Mexico City is doing on the offensive side of the ball with a 29-point lead. Tyree, short drop, hit as he threw that one. That's caught by A.J. Warren. What a grab in traffic, and he is up to the 8.
Mexico City once again got caught playing the sticks. Sioux Falls capitalized with a play over the middle.
1:09 to go and ticking. Sioux Falls is letting this clock roll despite having 2 timeouts. Tyree under center. Hart the lone back. They give to Hart on a little trap play, and Colin Hart is in. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. They put points on the board right before the break.
I didn't catch the number, but he just gave him a serious stiff arm. In fact, it was number 54, Teo Alvarado. He shoved his forearm into his chest and pushed him back about 4 yards for that touchdown. Great individual effort on Colin Hart.
Colin Hart must be hitting the bench press in the week prior to the season, because he just shoved Alvarado to the ground, like you were saying, Eddie. What a miraculous stiff arm, and Sioux Falls pieces together a touchdown drive here to make the score 13-35 with 1 minute to go here in the second, and it is an important game for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. For anyone just tuning into the Simulation Football League or unaware of what the heck we are, Simulation Football League, 13 weeks, 12 games for each team. Sioux Falls sitting at 4-4, currently inside the playoff situation, but 2 hungry teams, Tulsa and London, on the outside looking in at 4-5, trying to be part of the conversation. Return here coming from Jeffrey Daggs. Daggs will get out to the 30. Eddie, what do you think here? A big lead for Mexico City with 55 seconds and all 3 timeouts. Are you pressing the issue, foot to the gas, or are you taking a couple handoffs to Bentley and calling it a day?
It's usually all predicated off a first down. If they can get some chunk yardage on first down, I say press the gas. Otherwise, let that clock melt down. Go into the half with a big lead.
We'll see what they do here on 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Wilson to throw. He's going to check it across the middle to Mike Daggs, and that is caught for 7, and now the hurry-up offense enacted. Wilson to throw again. Check out to Bentley on the outside, and Ray Bentley is not able to get out of bounds. They will take their first time out to stop the clock with 38 seconds and a first down.
Great tackle to keep him in bounds. Forcing Mexico City to call that timeout. Anytime you can get Ray Bentley on the ground, one-on-one in open field, track extension with that kind of productivity.
Matt Wilson and Ray Bentley have both been with the Aztecs now for a while. Bentley in his 6th season, Matt Wilson in his 8th. They are both SFL champions from season 9 when the Aztecs went to the SFL championship and won the game over the Chicago Wildcats, and they've been together ever since, and they're going to pound Bentley here late in this second frame of play.
Sioux Falls is compressing that D-line inside 3 consecutive plays now. That was a tackle for a loss. Good job, Sioux Falls.
Big tackle for a loss from Jose Fuentes, who saved a touchdown run from Bentley earlier. Would have been a Beastquake style run with how long and how many broken tackles Bentley had. Fuentes was able to run him down, and he gets a tackle for loss there to take us to the break. So far, Mexico City on top and in control, but Sioux Falls has shown signs of life late. Eddie, what do you think has been the problem for Sioux Falls so far?
Mexico City has been showing a diverse offense. They come out one look and show you 4 wide. They come out the very next play with 2 tight ends. Game plan, when the offensive coordinator mixes things up, you don't know what kind of personnel you should attack them with, what kind of looks you should give them, because they're so diverse. It's what makes them able to put up 37 points a game. Yeah. But first things first, you have to stop Ray Bentley. Anytime you can get the run game going, it's going to open up everything else, force the safeties to come down and run support, and it opens up that passing game. You stop Ray Bentley and you give yourself a chance. Can they do that in the second half to crawl back into this contest?
This season, in looking down Mexico City's side of the board, they actually, Eddie, have not lost a game that they have scored 31 or more points. Their 2 losses have been against Baltimore, where they were outscored 44-26, and then the loss against the Seattle Tyrants, where they were outscored 38-27. Anytime they break 30 points this season, they have won the game come the end of it. So Sioux Falls going up against the numbers here to try and get back into this one. The biggest point that I took away was the points off of turnovers, 14 for Mexico City. It would be a 21-13 game if not for those 2 turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers, giving Mexico City a short field along with decent kickoff return yardage. Has not had many opportunities in which they've had to drive the length of the field. But first things first, Sioux Falls needs to get rid of the silly turnovers and give their defense a chance by staying on the field, getting yardage, long ensuing drives, board of their own, to give their offense a chance and their defense some rest, the energy that they need to combat first Mexico City offense.
35-13 the score, a 22-point lead for the Mexico City Aztecs coming out of the halftime break. Sioux Falls, I believe, gets the football. Eddie, on the offensive side of the ball, they did just string together a really good drive.
It did. Can they keep that up? Sioux Falls, a way to counter Mexico City has given them. There's 2 ways you can do that. One, you can attack the post on the side of the field that the safety is crashing down from, or vertical routes. Does Sioux Falls, well, to consistently get plays downfield, to get Julian Tyree offense? We'll see.
Return from A.J. Levy. He will get it out to the 23. Julian Tyree will bring the Sioux Falls Sparrows offense back out onto the field. Lost last week 19-16 to the Las Vegas Fury after a 2-game win streak over the Renegades and the Baltimore Vultures. And then the week prior to that, a 34-31 loss at Liberty Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota to this Mexico City Aztecs team. And here tonight, so far, finding themselves in quite a bit of trouble trying to get back into this game here early in the third. Shotgun look here from Julian Tyree. He will throw an out route here to Porter with plenty of room. Porter turns upfield, and he's going to get 8.
Sioux Falls attacking the weak side of the defense on that play. The corner was bailing, leaving that out route wide open.
Not a corner in sight on that screen, Eddie. He is way back there playing some deep coverage, Tayumi is, and that might be one way to break down this defense for Mexico City is short dink and dunks to get down the field.
Yeah, take what the defense gives you. That time the corner was bailing. If the tight end actually got a block on that corner who was actually running downfield to get him, but he missed that block and Mexico City was able to make the tackle.
Heavy formation here. 2 in the backfield. Colin Hart dots the I. 3-4 look out of the Mexico City Aztecs defense. This is going to be a throw out to Hart on the outside. Got some blockers in front of him. Colin Hart will fight his way forward to the 42 on the Sioux Falls side of the field.
It's unfortunate he didn't get more out of that because he had 2 tight ends screaming downfield along with 3 linemen out there to block for him. And what it was, that's the second time they ran that play today and got nice production out of it.
Under 10 minutes to go here in the third and ticking. It's a new set of downs, a fresh first down for the Sioux Falls Sparrows from the 42-yard line on their own side of the field. Tyree, quick throw, incomplete, was trying to hit the tight end, but the defense was there.
They hit the tight end, unfortunately for Sioux Falls. Otherwise, that would have been another terrible turnover.
Second and 10, and for anyone who is looking to be a part of the Simulation Football League, you can become a player, coach, and potentially one day an owner. All you have to do is visit simulationfl.net. You can join our Discord server, check in each week to improve your stock for the upcoming SFL rookie draft, but you can still get on the field as early as Wednesday. Tyree, a nifty move in the pocket to avoid pressure, ends up throwing that one away. Eddie, smart decision from the veteran.
Smart decision indeed. No one was open. His check down wasn't open either.
Ray Bentley joining us in the chat. We'll give some chat shout-outs here. Matt Wilson also there. Mince Mind, Truceman 21, Jay Ringgold, Mike Daggs, and the whole Daggs family, I would assume, is watching with him. AJ Levy, T-Knight 0424, Cody Scott is here as well. Tyree laces one, and AJ Warren is on the end to connect.
You can thank his offensive line for that when they gave him protection. That play took a long time to develop. He had to wait for the receiver to clear the zone. False.
And Matt Wilson in the chat, Eddie, commenting on the throwaway from Julian Tyree, asking for grounding, intentional grounding, and might be a little much there, Matt. You're up by quite a bit. Maybe just let that one go out of bounds. I don't think it was grounding. I think he was within the pocket and the receiver was out there. But hey, that's the competitive side of Matt Wilson, Eddie. You're just you're going to get everything, and every play matters. Tyree out route here is incomplete on the sideline. I wanted to see if Riley Porter got the foot down, and the refs are going to call him out.
I think he was out. He waited just a half second too long and let that ball go. Enough to develop. He actually had a receiver going across on a crossing route.
For anyone who wants to have their name called out on air, whether as a player or just tonight, you can head over to simulationfl.net. You can join our Discord server. We will, shout you out if you're there. But you can also head over to twitch.tv/11sportsnext and join this chat as you see on your screen there. And let us know that you are here watching the game, and we will give you a shout out and let you know that we see you have had quite a few people join the Discord server tonight since this game has kicked off. Cliff 8386 has joined, B Morgan 2, and Jeff Hollywood is also in there. We've seen a guy named Roasty Toasty join up. Plenty of people as Tyree takes a shot, and Han Tayumi has the hat trick. Eddie, take your hat off and throw it on the field. Han Tayumi, 3 picks on the night.
Just as Sioux Falls was driving downfield, once again, he's out in a cover 3 look. He's back there. He has one man in his zone. Easy read. He's looking at the quarterback the entire way. He's going to be headed to the Pro Bowl based off his performance just in today's game.
You're not wrong. Antayumi has added quite a few interceptions to the list, and if I had to assume, I would guess that next week he'll be higher up on the leaderboards than he is tonight. 3 receivers now for Matt Wilson, up a comfortable margin with 8:10 to go in the third. They're going to feed Ray Bentley up the middle, and Ray Bentley, the Orb Dad as they call him, will pick up 6.
I've been meaning to ask him where that name comes from.
We have a lot of different nicknames here. I have no idea. We have a lot of different nicknames in the SFL, including Mac McRib Gibbs, the Bronze Bomber. Richard Montague is renownedly known as the most handsome receiver in the league. So, the SFL is a nice opportunity for you to come create your own nickname or have one created about you, whether people know what it means or not. And Ray Bentley picks up the first down there.
Just said the father of orbs. It's a mystery.
Ryder49 in the chat. I don't know if I've seen that name before. Hello to you if you are new, sir. And hello to everyone else watching at home. You can be a part of the conversation at twitch.tv/11sportsnext. You can also join and become a player, and we will call your name out when you make some big plays. You can make an impact on the field. Ray Bentley will lose 4 there. What an impact made on the Sioux Falls side of the ball there by Marcellus Morton, the defensive end.
Indeed, he actually kept his outside shoulder free. He had help from both his linebacker and the corner on that play. That play was doomed for disaster, the snap of the ball.
I want to also remind you that this not the last game of our schedule tonight at 8:30 Eastern. Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson, as Wilson flips it out to Bentley there, who picks up quite a big chunk of yardage. What a flip out to Ray Bentley. We'll get back to the other game in a minute.
Bentley is 214 pounds, yet he's only 5'11". For a big guy, he has deceptive speed.
Nice run, and I'm making our producer Cameron Irvine run around all the way through the truck to get up and down the upcoming broadcast tonight. It's going to be a good one, Eddie. Chicago heads to Queen City at 8:30 Eastern right here on 11 Sports, and Week 11 action will start next week. Ray Bentley here jumping up to the 43, a first down run, and there's a running back comparison for you, even if you could call it that.
Great individual effort. Once again, Sioux Falls had this play dialed up for a tackle in the backfield. Once again, Ray Bentley, as you stated, hard work he's put into the weight room, fought off a tackle, and got that first down.
3 receivers split out here for Matt Wilson under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Wilson looking to take a shot down the field, and that one is intercepted going the other way. What a pick by John Barnhart, and Barnhart's down to midfield, and that might be a shift in momentum as Sioux Falls takes the interception away from Mexico City.
Sioux Falls in a cover 3 look comes away with an interception. Is this going to become a cover 3 lead, or defense is going to adapt?
Sioux Falls with the ball back. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. We'll be right back after a short break. Estadio Azteca, the site of tonight's game. We are back here, Andy Hamilton, along with Eddie Gage in the booth. Sioux Falls got the ball back off of a John Barnhart interception. And the first run from Colin Hart will go just to midfield. Eddie, lots of other ways to get involved in the SFL off the field as well. If you enjoy writing or social media, you can get involved on our social media or beat writing teams. You can also get involved with our multimedia staff as well as our stats team. And if you fancy calling games, you might have the opportunity, if you apply to join our broadcast team, to be the guy doing my job, calling some of our wonderful football games, getting excited live on air. Eddie, it's some wonderful teams around the league making this thing happen.
Wonderful teams doing wonderful things. There are people around making contributions all over the place, as you said, whether it's as a GM, scout, getting promoted to ownership, as Harris has done today, being a new co-owner of the Carolina Skyhawks. Everywhere, if you're just willing to put in the work.
Lots of opportunity for anyone to make their mark in a lot of different ways. Riley Porter on the top of the screen makes his mark at the 34, and the mark is 2 feet in bounds for a first down catch.
Once again, that is a staple of Denver's offense. Falling in love with it, because I'm starting to see it more and more.
I don't know if I'm falling in love with you, Eddie. I think maybe just friends is good for now. I mean, we only met the one time at the SFL convention, but I do appreciate the sentiment. First and 10 for Tyree, taking a shot down the left side. Almost Han Tayumi quadruple play, and we might have just stopped the game and crowned him the best DB on the field right then and there.
He was looking for it.
I tell you what, that would be a stat we would have to go back in the stat book for to figure out what the record in interceptions a game is. If I remember correctly, I think it's 7 from Oscar Dunkley, but I could be extremely over-exaggerating that. Tyree, fake handoff, will throw on the play action, and that is going to be good to Riley Porter. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 at the 26. An important down here, Eddie. If they can get in the end zone, they still have some time.
Time is on their side, but they need to take advantage of every opportunity. It starts here with this 3rd down. Can they move the sticks?
Two receivers, 2 tight ends spread out, 4 pass receiving threats. Tyree is going to get enveloped and dropped in the backfield. What a 3rd down play for the Mexico City Aztecs by Guapo Esteban.
Mexico City came out in a press look. No one was open that I saw. He had time to throw, but at the blink of an eye, that changed.
Mexico City is going to attempt another field goal. They've already hit on 2 today, trying to cut into this league just ever so slightly more. Kick is on the way in, good from 46. Actually, a really good attempt, and the difference is now 19, Eddie.
Sioux Falls needs to find a way to get 6 rather than selling for field goal attempts to get back into this game.
19-point difference, 3 possessions, and we'll be right back. It's the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. Mexico City, Mexico, we are back. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Kick on the way here for Jeffrey Daggs. Short kick is going to get a good return, and Daggs will go out to the 30. The Daggs family represents a fair portion of this Mexico City roster. Mike Daggs, the tight end, the father of Nick and Jeffrey Daggs, who are both on the defensive side of the ball. And, you know, we love having families in the Simulation Football League, a good chance to get everyone involved. No matter your age or skill level, you can get on the field because you don't really need to do anything other than join our Discord channel and be a part of the community. So everyone can get involved. You know, no matter height, weight, or how athletic you are, you have the opportunity to make it on the field and contribute to a team the same way that Ray Bentley has contributed to the Aztecs tonight.
Yeah, you got the brothers over there in Carolina.
Yep, Harish and Shravan, and loads of other family affairs in the Simulation Football League, too.
Husband and wife.
Yep. 2nd and 6. Floater behind the defense. Mike Daggs finds himself open right on time. Eddie, just on cue.
Once again, as I said earlier, how do you attack cover 3? Seam routes. They caught it there and got him with a big gain to the tight end running a seam route.
Man.
And crashing down, it was left it wide open.
Well, I tell you what, just because he made the catch, Jeffrey Daggs, the defensive back, was playing he's a kid. He plays real-life football. Actually caught 2 interceptions in his last game as they throw deep, and that's caught by Montague down to the 2-yard line. We'll get back to that story in a minute. Richard Montague making his presence known.
2nd 9 route in a row that they've ran. This one brings them down to the 2-yard line. Mexico City is keeping their foot on the throats. Sparrows.
4-3 look out of the Sioux Falls Sparrows here. Matt Wilson under center with Ray Bentley off to the right-hand side. 2 receivers in the backfield. Give to Bentley, and he is dropped. What I was going to say, Eddie, was that Mike Daggs' son, Jeffrey Daggs, who plays free safety for the Aztecs, was playing a Pee-wee football game, caught 2 interceptions, but took them both back to the house. Talk about your first 2 career touchdowns coming in a big way. And on the opposite end of the spectrum there, I think Ray Bentley this weekend ate 2 Popeyes dinners at the same time. So that 2 end of the spectrum, but both of them playing good games here tonight for the Mexico City Aztecs. And I think that just goes to show you the difference in terms of athletic ability that we have here in this league and the wide variety of different skill levels. But everyone can make an impact for our league.
Met Jeffrey Daggs in Niagara Falls and showed him a tip on how to strip the ball and cause fumbles. His dad told me he forced 2 of those strips using that same play.
There you go. 1:31 left to go. Daggs is into the end zone and a touchdown caught by the tight end Mike Daggs to add to the lead. Eddie, it's like his ears are ringing every time we talk about him because he's in for 6.
Yeah, he got a little jealous there about the productivity that his son was getting over there in practice and during games. Said, hey, I was into this world. I can play too.
Touchdown catch to extend the lead. Mexico City now up over 40 points. Cole Varner on to add the extra point. And from the start, it has just been tons of Mexico City Aztec offensive production. And Sioux Falls has tried to get back into it, but some costly turnovers have been the doubt of them. Extra point is up and good. Mexico City well in front here. The Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. Estadio Azteca, the home of tonight's Week 10 SFL game, the Simulation Football League, where 2 coordinators get going and game plan against each other, Eddie, and then they put together a game plan and we see it play out on the field. For those of you who knew, just like I'm going to try and pronounce this, and I will pronounce it wrong, so I apologize. Gura Kaweevil is in the chat. Hello, you say you don't know what this is. Well, we just kind of went through it, but it's the Simulation Football League, and the league has the opportunity for everyone to get out onto the field, become a player, and make an impact. First and 10 here. Flip out to Hart, and Colin Hart makes one man miss and then gets throttled. Colin Hart got walloped. What a hit on the Mexico City side of the ball. Fran Ogawa. It's been all Han Tayumi in the passing game, but Ogawa lays the wood.
Yeah, he was able to create a spin move to miss one would-be tackler. Ogawa, though, baptized him.
Second and 9. Tyree taking a shot down the field, caught by Porter. Riley Porter is tackled by Han Tayumi one-on-one. That's a big tackle there, Eddie.
It was. He actually saved a touchdown if he didn't make it because he got the catch. I thought he was going to have room to run after the attempt, but he was able to get him down to the ground. Cover 3 look once again. Second time they've ran that post corner route. This time he was able to get the catch and get a first down.
Time ticking away here in the third quarter of action. Sioux Falls still has 3 timeouts to try and extend this game. 4 wide receivers spread out, for Julian Tyree. Play action. Throws the out route there, is caught by Riley Porter, who drags the feet. Him and Han Tayumi have been battling tonight, Eddie. Who would you say has the advantage?
I think that's a bit obvious there with all these interceptions he has today.
Tayumi has definitely got the better of Julian Tyree 3 times tonight, but other than that, Riley Porter, I'm interested to see his yardage and catches after the game because, he has made some good grabs for some lengthy yards. Just 3 interceptions really have taken away from those numbers. Colin Hart tackled up the middle. Great tackle there made by Guapo Esteban. 42-16, still the score as we head into the 4th frame. Get your 4s up in the chat. Let us know that you're here. 1 quarter to go. Mexico City on top of Sioux Falls. It's the Simulation Football League, and we'll be right back. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help secure the bag. By ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel and the exclusive SFL shop provider. And by SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots of Mexico tonight brought to you by AirViews United by Drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. The fourth quarter coming up here, 11 minutes on the clock. The fours reigning in the chat, Andy Hamilton along with Eddie Gage. First play from scrimmage is a wobbler from Tyree, complete to Riley Porter. And let's run down the list. Eddie Gage, Ray Bentley, Ryder 49, Vancouver Legion, Mexico City Aztecs, Jay Ringgold, Nathan Blake, Gurak Weevil is still here, Mince Mine, T Knight 0424, Mark Chisholm, Cody Scott, AJ Pick 6, and tons of people here for the fourth quarter on twitch.tv/11 Sports Next. And you're going to want to stay tuned. At 8:30, Chicago and Queen City are going to play. Eddie, that one should be a good one.
It should. Can Queen City contain passing game?
Colin Hart, a good catch out of the backfield, will pick up 9. John Boyd 26 asked in the chat earlier, worst loss in Sioux Falls history. The worst loss indeed was to the Mexico City Aztecs, 55-13. That was back in 2017 on July 23rd. So early in that season in 2017, a huge loss, and they are trying to avoid that tonight. And Colin Hart actually moves the chains there.
They got two linemen out in front of them. Third time they ran that play. This time they just flipped the field. This time. Each time they ran that play, they got production out of it.
Ticking down, under 10 minutes to go here in this fourth frame of play. Only 16 points for the Sparrows. Only found the end zone once so far tonight. Tyree flips it out to Colin Hart. Hart will pick up 3. That was actually Tyler Kane getting out there on the defensive side. Nice hustle from the big guy.
Yeah, he's been working out. Anytime you get a big man run from inside the number to the sideline, he's showing some hustle. And salivate when they show that on film tomorrow.
3-4 look out of the Mexico City Aztec defense. Everyone on the line for Sioux Falls. Tyree will dump it out to Hart out of the backfield. Colin Hart will run upfield and pick up 5. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 8.
This is what you would like to see Sioux Falls doing earlier in the contest with this cover 3 look that Mexico City has been showing all day.
9:20 here to go in the fourth frame. 2 receivers with the 2 tight ends here on the bottom of the line. You'll watch out for number 88, Robert Garrett Jr., the rookie tight end. Julian Tyree to throw. He's going to flip it out to Hart. Hart needs 2, and he is going to get there down to the 5, just overstretching that yellow line, which is unofficial.
Yeah, that was... He leads his running back more toward up the field. That's an easier catch down.
From the 5 yards separate the goal line and the line of scrimmage, and Colin Hart picks up all 5 on that run. Touchdown Sioux Falls via the legs of Colin Hart.
Second time in this contest, he fought off a block and was able to muscle his way into the end zone. Nice run.
Credit to Sioux Falls for not abandoning the run game here late, despite being down by quite a number of points, because it has worked out for them on that drive.
Short passing game is what you would like to have seen Julian Tyree earlier in this contest.
With 8:40 to go, Maxwell Falk is on, has been a busy kicker tonight. A Week 8 rookie signing, 6'2", 225, and he adds this extra point as it goes up and through. 23-42 is the score.
23-42. It's all but over. Go out there and show effort. Don't give up. Don't be a quitter. Don't want to show anything negative on tape to the coaching staff.
A 19-point difference, technically a 3-possession game, but just ever so slightly. They would need 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and the field goal. Never say never with 8:38 to go. Pick 6, can happen at any time, Eddie, but when you talk about these two teams and what you see, the number 1 team in points per game is taking on the number 14 defense in the league. And Mexico City has shown off that turnover differential as well.
Yes, they have. Turnovers have done in Sioux Falls today. For 3, the coaches need to go back and a game plan to counter it.
And talking about Ray Bentley, the last time that these two teams took the field, Ray Bentley ran 10 times for 122 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Surprisingly, Eddie, he has actually come out on top of that number today with over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that heavy package that they've used today with 2 tight ends and a fullback.
Oh, and a big throw on the corner route there to Mike Daggs, who hauls it in on the sidelines right in front of the bench, and he's going to get everyone excited.
They got caught, and I believe there was it wasn't a cover 2 look. It was a cover 3 week, I believe. And Mike Daggs was able to get over the top, get a big catch there.
7:45 to go here in the 4th frame of play. 42-23, the Aztecs on top of the Sparrows, but not going silently into the good night. Wilson to throw again down the middle of the field. Caught again. Mike Daggs, they are just racking up his stats.
Could pound the ball to Ray Bentley and milk out this clock. Instead, they're going up top. There's this tight end, keeping everyone happy. But Ray Bentley is saying, hey, this is supposed to be my time of the ball game. Feed me the ball, coach.
1 receiver top of the screen, 4-3 look out of the Sparrows. Dump it off to Bentley here outside, and Bentley is wrapped up really nicely by Jose Fuentes. He has been all over the field, but in terms of Sioux Falls, this is not going to bode well for them sitting in that 10th spot. They, are going to be tied with London and Tulsa there, and it's going to start going to strength of victory here, Eddie.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, a win over 7-2 Mexico City team.
Ray Bentley outside, and it'll be 3rd and 8 on the other side of the table here. The Aztecs are going to add another win, most likely, barring anything crazy here in the last couple minutes, and improve to 8-2, which will keep them on pace with the top 6 in the SFL. The Baltimores, the Seattles, Denvers, who are up there at the top with only 2 losses and trying to keep things going.
Yeah, Mexico
3rd
City.
and 8. Wilson fires, and that one is caught by Richard Montague. First down and into the red zone. This Mexico City offense continues to push forward.
Once again, the all slants. Once again, they go from these heavy packages and go all the way out to the opposite and show diva sets. This offense is hard to game plan for.
1st and 10 from the 13. I think, Eddie, right when you're facing the receivers down the field, you sometimes then end up with Ray Bentley running some type of screen, and that's really when it gets dangerous. Wilson to throw, fires, and that one is caught. 2nd and 1 is what they're going to mark Richard Montague, but a catch to the 4.
Yeah. Ray Bentley wants the ball inside the 5. Oh.
Wilson fired, and it was picked off. Sioux Falls takes the ball back, and they bend but don't break, and that turnover could shift some momentum here with 5 minutes to go, Eddie. What a play.
Hey, Ringo, comes in and gets his 7th interception of his career, of his season.
We'll take a break and be right back. It's the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. Mexico City, Mexico is the place. Andy Hamilton and Eddie Gage are the who, and we are back here for the fourth quarter. Sioux Falls takes over after the Jay Ringgold interception, and that interception, Eddie, is important for him. It adds him up the leaderboard here, and him and Hendricks Thornberry, along with Jeffrey Daggs on this Mexico City side, now all with 7 interceptions, the top 5 right there.
You always want to try to come out on top in terms of turnover as a defender.
Giving it out to Hart here, and Colin Hart will lose a yard. They are going to go hurry up with 4.5 to go here in the fourth, and rightfully so by the difference in margin. Tyree, deep drop, checks out to Hart again, and Hart is wrapped up and dropped shy of the line to gain. It's going to be 4th and 4. Eddie, despite a loss here today for Sioux Falls, they have beaten the Tulsa Desperados, so head-to-head, when you look at the bottom 6, they are going to stay ahead of the Desperados by falling to 4 and 5. And then they have not played London, so the tiebreaker goes to strength of victory. Tulsa has the worst out of those 3 teams. Sioux Falls has a 3.389 strength of victory. London's is 0.367 as they try and convert this 4th down, and they do. They're going to mark Riley Porter in front of the sticks, a first down catch, I believe, and they might take a second look at this.
They may take a look at that one. I was questioning that one as well, but looking at the replay, it's like he got both feet down, actually.
He's right by that marker. That ball looks over to me. Let's see exactly what they're going to mark him either out of bounds or shy of the line to gain. Didn't really rule either way from Ref 62, just kind of said that it was Mexico City's ball, and I don't think the Sparrows put up much of a fight here late in this game. And they'll give out to Bentley here, and so Sioux Falls, despite the loss here today, Eddie, still narrowly holding on to that 10th playoff spot.
Holding on by their collective breaths, hoping things go their way. They may need help. Who knows? This wild card standings it's all a mixed bag. I remember last season they were on the outside looking in who thought they were good in, but just based off strength of schedule and everything else, you just never know. So you need to take advantage of those opportunities. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Take care of things yourself on the field.
Big Buckeye Boy is in the chat as well. Hello to you. That is a new name. Haven't seen that before. Welcome to our league. If you want to become a player, you can head over to simulationfl.net. You can join, and you can get on the field as earlier as week 11, which is next week, which will start most likely either Saturday or Sunday, depending on the way that we book out the games. You can go from couch to field and make an impact right away for one of these SFL franchises and potentially one that is heading to the playoffs. 3rd and 2 from the 22. Mexico City trying to continue to drain this clock as much as possible. Hand off to Bentley, and he's going to lose some yards back to the 25, but that should most likely, Eddie, take us to the 2-minute warning. Tackle for loss made there by Nick Fargo.
Yeah, a run blitz. Nick Fargo, the leading tackler of this team, coming into the game with 72. Read that play.
4th and 5 from the Sioux Falls 25, but not until we return from the 2-minute warning. Mexico City well out in front here at Estadio Azteca, but we'll be right back after a short break. It's the Simulation of Football League presented by APM Music. Back in Mexico City, Mexico, Estadio Azteca, the site of tonight's Simulation Football League Week 10 matchup between the Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Mexico City Aztecs. Aztecs on top here, Eddie, trying to add some more points to continue to secure this win. Cole Varner boots it, and that is up and through from 42 yards. Cole Varner, talk about him, Eddie, for a second. One of the best kickers the Simulation Football League has ever seen.
He has. Mexico City has been holding on to him for 5 seasons now. He's been in the league a lot longer than that, but yeah, he spent his entire career here, and he's made some big kicks for this team.
6'2", 205. Everyone with Mexico City will talk about how good of a kicker and how important he is to this franchise, and he adds more points here to make it a 22-point difference for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. 1:53 left to go. Lots to improve on for the Sparrows. Still a lot of season left, Eddie. You can't give up.
And I was just looking at those dimensions, 6'2", 205. He's got to be one of the bigger kickers in the SFL.
Yeah, usually kickers on the smaller side, but Cole Varner on the larger side of the kicker spectrum in terms of build. Tyree to throw, floats one. That one's caught there by the tight end. Nice catch out to the 36.
3 once again.
Tyree floats one. That one is deflected. So from Sioux Falls here, Eddie, they are going to head next week to play the Queen City Corsairs. After that, they will have 2 teams within the top 6 that they'll have to play. They'll have to take on Alaska and Chicago, traveling away for both of those games. A very tough schedule for the Sparrows upcoming.
It's a tall order to overcome. Sioux Falls is going to need to get into the film room and find a way to counter these defenses if they want to sneak into the playoffs. And they got 2 tough teams they have to find a way to get a win over.
And for Mexico City, they will have the Houston Hyenas in 2 weeks after a bye, and then after that, they will take on the Tallahassee Pride, the 4th best team there in the top 6 so far. Both teams will have some interesting opponents to take on, but at the same time, both teams still trying to make the playoffs. Mexico City is not confirmed for the playoffs necessarily. Still a lot of opportunity for both teams.
Indeed, it's never over. You always want to continue to play hard and get on each win is important. You can't overlook one team. The most important game in your schedule is the one that's upcoming. Sioux Falls has some tough opponents. These 1 week at a time and try to find a way to get in.
And for Mexico City, the Tallahassee Pride will remain in front of them in the top 6 and from strength of victory. So in terms of playoff seeding, that a very important potential Week 13 matchup between the Aztecs and the Tallahassee Pride. The Pride have looked very good this season. The Aztecs obviously are looking very good this season. Will be a very interesting Week 13 matchup. And Eddie, if I've learned one thing about being in the Simulation Football League, that Week 13 is not one you want to miss. That is when all the action takes place.
That's right. There are going to be viewers tuned in all over the country, all over the world, looking at these games. And that could be a game that determines home field advantage.
Absolutely, along with other stuff as well. And, even on the most basic level is who's in and who's out. A lot of teams in that bottom 6 are going to, have some interesting games come at Week 13. I know for the London Knights, they will have the Vancouver Legion, who are just below those bubble teams at 4 and 6. The Legion do head into a bye week this week, so in theory could be in that conversation as well. And for 2 other teams in the conversation, Chicago and Queen City, they will take the field next, 8:30 Eastern, right here on 11 Sports. Don't go anywhere. Matt Wilson and Mike Daggs have the call. 2 great commentators for one great game between Chicago and Queen City. Those 2 teams team to play every year, Eddie, and it seems to be a grudge match every single time.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Chicago likes to attack you downfield. Now, They look to get if anyone has a run and shoot offense in this league, it's Chicago. Interested to see how that game is going to play out and how Queen City is going to attack.
Coach Craven also checking into their chat, says the website's really cool. Just discovered us. Hey, Coach, how you doing? We'd love to get you in the league and get you on the field. All you have to do is join our Discord server. Tyree fires. That one tipped up and incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 5 from the 12.
Falls going to go for it here. They need to dial up whatever play they have in that playbook that's amongst their favorites. Find a way to either score or get a first down and keep the chains moving.
Four receivers split out. Julian Tyree in the shotgun here. 4th and 5 with 41 seconds from the 12. Stands in the pocket, delivers, caught, touchdown, Sioux Falls. They are adding some points to the board, and they do it via the air. A catch and a touchdown for Benny Beasley.
That time, I think Mexico City was in a cover 2 look. I haven't seen much of that today. Sioux Falls took advantage to try to make this game respectable.
Number 5 is back for the point after. Number 7 on the hold.
Hard to imagine putting 30 points on the board and walking away with an L.
Well, and in the fashion that has been, because I don't think the 30 points really is a good representation. I mean, and I mean this with all respect to Sioux Falls, because I understand how tough it is to win in this league. But at the same time, you know, the 30 points I don't think is reflective of how the game has gone today. Would you agree or disagree, Eddie?
I totally agree. The turnovers by Julian Tyree today put Mexico City in great field position, which they've benefited from all day. What opportunity just simply was not there. Got that ball. I didn't even see who recovered it.
It was close. They are showing a Sioux Falls player, but I believe Mexico City did recover it on a dangerous bouncing onside kick. A lot of those, Eddie, you never know which way the ball is going to roll, and sometimes it's just luck.
Yeah.
35 seconds to go, and I think Sioux Falls will be content with letting this clock run as they give it to Ray Bentley, and he gets out to the 38. And I thought wrong. They're gonna make sure they exhaust all the options.
Exhausting all options, trying to get their offense back onto the field. You never know. You never know. A Hail Mary onside kick.
The way I always look at it, Eddie, is you know when things happen and the doctor or someone will come out and say, you know, we did everything we could. I think that's the way the coach is going to go into this press conference. He's going to make sure that he exhausts all his options, all his timeouts, does everything he can to get back into this game, even if it means extending the game.
Sioux Falls has done a bit of a better job containing Ray Bentley here in this second half.
Well, and that's what you got to do late in the second half is, you know, you have to contain the back at some point, and it'll be interesting to see as Ray Bentley goes on. I know the Tallahassee Pride have a stout run defense, and I know the Houston Hyenas defensive coordinator is a very proud gentleman, and he will do everything that he can to stop this Mexico City offensive unit. And so I'm really interested to see the next couple games.
Yeah, this season, as all others, wild race to the finish. Some teams are going to sneak in, others are going to just miss the cut. We all have to stay tuned and see who gets in and who goes home.
Punt is away with 22 seconds. This is going to bounce down to the 6, the 5, and be down at the 4. Good job by the Mexico City special teams.
96 yards stands between them and the end zone with no timeouts and 17 seconds left. All order ahead for Sioux Falls, down 15.
Yeah, you really need a touchdown on one of the next two plays if you're going to get back into it. And then you need the 2-point conversion. And then you need to get the onside kick and throw another Hail Mary right away. Tyree stands, hit as he threw. That's incomplete, and time is not their friend now. That's a good hit there by Nick Daggs.
Nick Daggs looking to send the crowd home happy.
This fan base in Mexico City has been a good one to the Simulation Football League. They brought the Season 9 championship to the Mexico City area and have been trying to get back. And this year, bringing Stephen Mullinex into the fold has paid dividends for the Mexico City offensive unit, which is one of the best in the league across all of the weeks that we've played so far. So I tell you what, Eddie, this could be their year.
It could be their offense, first in the league in points per game with 37. Their defense has been bend but don't break all year. Today they've been very opportunistic, getting turnovers. Oh, this, if they ever had a season to do it, it's this one.
Tyree stands in the pocket, will dump this out to Colin Hart. He'll be tackled in bounds, and that will do it here. A 15-point victory for the Mexico City Aztecs at home. Sioux Falls falls to 4-5. The Aztecs improve to 8-2. And Eddie, from the start, it was Mexico City. They possess more of the ball. They have more turnovers at the end of the day and more points on the board.
Yeah, Mexico City took advantage of all the turnovers. As you see one here, cover 3 defense today. Sioux Falls never adjusted. Turnovers were a demise, along, like I said earlier, with great starting field position for this offense. To Mexico City, despite putting up 30 points.
Han Tayumi with the 3 interceptions. Eddie, if you had to pick a player of the game, is it Tayumi or Ray Bentley? Because both of them pretty much went off and had days.
I was just about to ask you the same exact question.
Great minds. Great minds think alike. I think for me, I would love to see Tayumi get it because of the fact that usually it's an offensive player.
And that's exactly where I was going. I like to see him get it, but they're probably going to give it to Bentley.
Yeah, I think the touchdowns will weigh differently. But I would love to see a defensive player get it because I think those 3 turnovers really were the difference.
Yeah, they set the tone in this game.
When you look at points for off of the turnovers, I believe it was 14, and that right there, Eddie. If you don't have those 14 points as the Aztecs, you're winning by 1 point, which can change the face of this game. Maybe they kick the field goal instead of going for it late. So a lot of different ways this game could have played out had there not been 3 Han Tayumi picks.
Julian Tyree threw for over 400 yards, but those turnovers did end this team.
And again, Ray Bentley, 3 touchdowns on the ground, 1 via the air, 4 all-purpose touchdowns, over 150 yards on the ground, and a chunk of them on the air too. So I don't know. It's a tough one. And you also have Matt Wilson, who played a pretty good game as well. Now we will find out. Suspense waiting, and it is Ray Bentley, Orb Dad himself, with over 200 all-purpose yards and 4 all-purpose touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 via the air. Eddie, any final thoughts?
Number 3. Would that be to see every team implement into their playbook going forward? It's a copycat league out there, everybody.
For the SFL, this has been the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stick around for the 8:30 game.
Thanks for coming. Good night. Drive home safely.